Well, hello guys, and welcome back to another Star vs. the Forces of Evil review. In this episode, we'll be taking a look at Season 3, Episode 29 and 30. Butterfly Trap and Ludo, Where Art Thou? One of these episodes I really like. The other episode is okay. Let's get into it. So, Butterfly Trap starts off, it's the trial of Eclipse. You know that they've been building up towards ever since the start of the season. Well, since like episode what was it, 5 or something? So, yeah. It's good to finally see this trial. It's not exactly how I expected, and we'll get to that. But yeah, it's the trial of Eclipse and, against the High Magic Commission. And Moon and Star's also there because why not? And do you remember Sean, their stupid guard for the High Magic Commission? Well, he shows up late and he's got one of the typewriters, and basically the point early on is that the entire trial has descended into chaos because they're all unorganized and it's not going well. But what they have to do is they have all this evidence to prove whether or not Eclipse is evil, and instead of sorting out everything before the trial and presenting evidence with a lawyer like St. Giles, they're going to have to all go through it themselves, and that's going to be such a slog. So instead, Eclipse invokes trial by box. Now, remember, what was it, Sleepover, Slumber Party, the episode that was like, I think it was number 1 on my favorites of season 2. Well, hey, it's that box again. Because I guess it's this all-powerful artifact. How did Ponyhead get it? Who the hell knows? But they're using it for the trial. Each of the High Magic Commission gets to ask a question, and Eclipse gets to ask a question. So that's basically what they have to do, and that's how trial by box works. Okay, I mean, the box is an interesting concept because it tells the truth. Even though Star pointed out the fallacy in the box that it doesn't always know what the truth is. Whatever, the semantics doesn't matter because episode. So they all going asking their questions, and they asked, did Eclipse leave King Shastakan to go with her husband? And it is interesting to see the king, because this entire episode kind of like the questions kind of build on themselves. We see Romulus ask if she ate any babies, getting confused with somebody else. I do like the line though, she psychologically hurt teenagers. That's pretty funny. But basically at least Hackapoo and the rest of the commission comes to the conclusion that Eclipse is evil. Star, of course, disagrees, but because Eclipse is technically royalty, she also gets to ask a question to the High Magic Commission. Okay, that's not bad. And her question is what happened to her daughter. The commission says they know nothing. That's a blatant lie. And after the box tries to kill them, because of course the box had to try to kill them. You couldn't bring in the box without trying to kill someone. They reveal that after Eclipse ran away with her monster husband, they couldn't use Meteora as the heir to the throne because she was half monster. So instead, the king picked some random girl off the street, and now she's the throne. So it was, I think I speculated about this, what was it, last episode? Which, I don't point this out, but I'm so glad we actually just got to the trial immediately after setting it up last episode. Because, from here on out, the next, few episodes are just going to be goddamn filler. Mark my words. So it's so good we're actually getting some progress, at least for the moment, because god damn it. God damn it. We'll see. But after they reveal what happened, where Festivia comes from, Moon basically exposes that her, Eclipse, and Star were all working together to get the High Magic Commission to spill the beans about what was really happening and what happened to the royal family. And then Star kind of realizes, oh shit, we're not related. We're a bunch of nobodies. And she kind of panics and she's kind of depressed about it and she leaves. It's kind of sad, really. And I'm kind of disappointed as well. I mean, I see why they did it, but I always liked I liked Star and Eclipse being related because they're the odds ones out. They're different. That's what makes them interesting. Because Moon is a queen, right? She's what I picture a queen. Star and Eclipse are different. They're not just... They can read the evil chapter and not be affected. And there was a line earlier about how, there were much worse spells in the evil chapter, but they didn't make the cut. There's a lot of good lines, and I'm not... Well, I'm not super happy with the revelation. I kind of would have liked them to be related, just because two pieces of the same pod. It's not that bad, and overall, I think this is a really good episode. It's got a lot of good moments. I like how the whole trial by box works. I like the High Magic Commission. This is a show, I think I've said this before, where I think I like the supporting characters, the Commission, Eclipse, Moon, more than I do the main cast, specifically Star and Marco. Well, especially Marco. So, yeah. This episode was totally in my favor. And I'm glad they don't find Eclipse as evil, even though that's basically what they were trying to go for. The other episode, however, I don't care. I mean... God damn it, show. Stop trying to do Ludo. I get it. At one point, he was your big bad guy back in season 1. You replaced him with Toffee. Okay, that was cool. Okay, Toffee was a cool villain. And then you brought back Ludo, made him cool. Well, cool. I'm using massive quotes around that. And then you just replaced him with Toffee again. God damn it. And now you're bringing him back. And it looks like he'll have some back connection to Star and Marco. Ludo doesn't work as a villain in this show. Honest to God. I mean, he did at one point, but they just threw him away. They wasted him. And while I don't know if they're going to not make that mistake again, I'm sick of Ludo. You've got your new villain, Meteora. We can roll with that. I mean, if Ludo wants to play support, fine. But I think they're setting him up as a villain. But the actual episode, so the king and queen of monsters. I know they're actually like the Duke and Duchess or Lord and Lady. Doesn't matter. Running jokes. Well, they get a box of Ludo shit, and Dennis finds his dimensional scissors and tries to figure out where Ludo is. But he can't, and the father confronts him and is like, "Oh, you're a failure." And Dennis is having a teenage rebellion because he's he's the youngest, right? Because even though Ludo's the smallest, I think the joke is that he's the oldest, he's the runt of the litter, nevertheless. But yeah, Dennis hates living with the parents, but what you gonna do? And he's holding on to Spider and Bird, which. But eventually, they use the dimensional scissors and just open portals to everywhere until Spider eventually finds Ludo, and he's reconstructed their house on like a meteor floating out in space, because, for some reason, what was it? Almost 30 episodes ago, it was 26, Star threw him back into space for no fucking reason. Again, I don't get it. I really don't. But yeah, he's reconstructed their house, and he's gone crazy, really. Like, he has, like, his parents made out of garbage, and everything's going great with his parents. He no longer cares about his evil legacy. Everything's going fine with him. And I do want to point out, as part of the whole psychosis thing of him going crazy, and his family doesn't care about his father's abusive, his mother takes the abuse. All the pictures on the back wall are about him and his family and how great they get along. And it's like his family actually loves him. But Ludo is going crazy here. It's where they're going with it, I have no fucking idea. But Dennis wants to get Ludo out of there, go back home. But Ludo keeps moving around the parents, and like Dennis kills them, but then they show back up with different heads. I mean, we see this father as the giant towering monster before Dennis steals the head and slam dunks it into a basketball hoop. Because why not? Honestly, why not? But eventually, Dennis and Ludo, it's like, oh, you're not alone anymore. You can go confront Mom and Dad for real. But I have to stay here and confront something. I have to do it alone. Take care of Spider. And then he opens the closet to realize he's got dolls of Star and Marco, which is presumably leading somewhere. Who gives a shit? I don't care about Ludo. He's such a pointless villain at this point. They've got better ones. I mean, they killed off Toffee because, I don't know, instead of actually going full circle with Ludo and doing something interesting with him, which would have been pretty interesting, instead we're still trying to use him. I don't know, it could go somewhere. Ludo impressed me in the second season, so I wouldn't entirely rule it out of the picture. But at this current moment, I mean, okay, he's gone crazy. What is this, the third or fourth time he's done that? And yeah, that's the episode. I liked Butterfly Trap a lot better, honestly. I mean, this wasn't the worst thing. It's no Goblin Dogs, but And from here on out, I bet you the next, I know we've got at least 3, so 6 more 11-minute episodes after this, and at least 4 of them are going to be filler. Mark my words. I mean, this show could impress me and not do that, but this isn't this. But this show, man. Right when they're doing something interesting, they're bringing up different plot points, character development, we go right back into filler. But I hope you all enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Until next time, peace.